Thanks for joining us. I'm Adam Cooperstein. And just as the tri-state begins to recover from the impact of coronavirus, leaders are now prepping for if and when a second wave hits. The governors of 7 states, including New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, will create a PPE purchasing team. And the goal here is to buy medical supplies while bringing down prices and putting a stop to price gouging. Also tonight, the FDA giving emergency authorization to use an antibody test created by the Swiss drug maker Roche. The company saying that test is 99.8% accurate. In the meantime, the weather, it is posing a challenge for doctors and health experts because it's warm and sunny again today, and that draws people outside all across the city, forcing police to step up patrols. And we have team coverage for you, starting with News 4's Adam Harding, live at Central Park. And Adam, I was out there earlier. I saw big crowds and some signs of distancing, but sometimes it was really hard.
Yeah, it certainly can be a challenge. This is Lexi, this is Steve, this is Natalie. They're hanging out here at Central Park. They're trying to keep 6 feet apart. They're doing the socially responsible thing, making sure that nobody is really getting too close to them and they're not getting too close to anyone else. That, of course, is the challenge. But you have a park of this size on a day like this, it really can be challenging to maintain that social distancing. That's why the mayor tonight is making sure that police are stepping up patrols at parks all across the city. Despite calls for social distancing, some crowds appear to not be obeying those rules, like this group at Christopher Street Pier in the West Village. In Central Park, with the sun shining, the crowds were quickly growing.
Well, I've never been to Central Park before. I wanted to spend my 46th birthday here.
Misty Tucker is a nurse visiting New York from Alabama. She's doing her best to stay safe while outside.
I've saw a lot of people that are wearing masks, but there's still a lot of people who are not. I don't know if they're taking it as serious as they should. It kind of concerns me a little bit as a nurse.
Police this weekend issuing more than 50 summonses citywide, the majority at parks for poor social distancing.
We get out early because later on it gets crowded and, you know, it gets stressful trying to keep your distance.
I think it's just people are stir crazy. They want to get out.
We need anyone who hasn't gotten the memo to get the memo because that's the only way we're going to get through this.
Meantime, Governor Cuomo announcing today New York is partnering with 6 other states to build a stockpile of personal protective equipment.
We're going to form a consortium with our 7 Northeast partner states.
Tonight, Governor Cuomo mandating all hospitals need to have a 90-day reserve for a potential second wave of the virus.
There was competition among states. There were competition among private entities to get this equipment. The federal government was trying to buy it. I'm bidding on behalf of New York. We're bidding against other states.
5 of those governors, including Governors Murphy and Lamont, were on hand for today's virtual announcement.
The notion of coordinating together as a region makes enormous amount of sense. So sign me up and sign New Jersey up.
We're much stronger together. I wouldn't mind having some of that New York purchasing power. Thanks for sharing that with Connecticut going forward.
So, Adam, we talk about that social distancing and making sure that everybody is staying safe, especially right now, and especially when it's 70+ degrees outside and people want to jam into the park. Right before we went on the air, we had one woman come up to us concerned because she saw a group of about 10 to 12 who were not wearing masks, not keeping socially distant. Tonight, Mayor de Blasio says Hudson River Park, it appears that not everyone there is paying close enough attention to these social distancing rules. That's why New York Police Department will be patrolling that area. By and large, however, the mayor says most New Yorkers seem to have gotten the hint. We're live right now in Central Park. I'm Adam Harding, News 4, New York.
Yeah, not easy. It's a challenge, but can't blame people for wanting to get out. Adam, thank you. We're learning more tonight about a violent arrest in the East Village. The NYPD trying to break up a group that they say wasn't social distancing. This happened yesterday along Avenue D and East 9th Street. The cell phone video here now making rounds on social media. Police say officers told that group to disperse, and then when some refused, the officers moved in. Then police say they spotted a bag of marijuana and one man got aggressive. And then when officers tried to arrest him, they say a woman jumped in, and you can see here an officer approaches a second guy. He steps to that officer, they say in a fighting stance, and the officer used a taser, took him down. They struggle. You can see him slap him onto the ground and bring him down there into a hold. Now, all 3 men were taken into custody. The department says the case is now under internal review. Well, today, New Jersey reported more than 3,000 new COVID-19 cases, more than 130 additional deaths. And that comes as weather brought people out to parks there again. This is the scene at Liberty State Park, reopening yesterday like other state parks and some golf courses in Jersey. Today, Governor Murphy was asked if the state will largely be reopened by Memorial Day.
We're the happiest guy in New Jersey, if not America. If we are, Chris, I think it's too early to tell.
Yeah, Governor Murphy says that he may make a decision about the rest of the school year as soon as tomorrow, so look out for that. Schools have been closed since March. They're under order to remain closed in Jersey until at least May 15th. Well, today, first responders paused to honor one of their own, a paramedic from Colorado who volunteered to come here to New York to help out in the front lines in the city. And he passed away from the very virus that he fought. He was given one final salute today. News 4's Checky Beckford at Newark Airport with this powerful tribute, Checky.
And what it is, Adam, Paul Carey's remains are on their way home to family in Aurora, Colorado right now. It all started this morning at a funeral home on Staten Island. First responders lined that processional route from all the way there here to Liberty International. Honored with a first responder processional, paramedic Paul Carey's body was escorted to Liberty International Airport Sunday, heading home after his last heroic tour.
It's such a powerful, tragic story, but also a powerful story of human devotion. I talked about a paramedic from Aurora, Colorado, Paul Carey, and we lost Paul. He came here to help us, and we lost him to the coronavirus.
The 66-year-old paramedic died last week from complications to COVID-19. He drove an ambulance like this one to New York, answering the call to battle the virus that would claim his life.
When the message got to Colorado, he was the first one to volunteer, and he was very adamant and very passionate about coming to New York and helping New York out.
The father and grandfather was staged with more than 70 others at the Bronx Zoo as part of the FEMA relief effort. 12 days ago, he developed symptoms. His family says they are at peace, knowing he did what he loved, helping others up to the very end. Carey's remains will land in Colorado around 8 tonight. We're told a similar procession is planned there. We're live at Liberty International. Checky Beckford, News 4 New York.
Okay, Checky, thank you. We go to Connecticut now. The warm weather brought people to parks there in droves, and so many went to the parks today. 15 of them reached capacity and had to be closed down. Same thing happened yesterday. Meanwhile, Connecticut's numbers, they continue to trend down, although the total COVID death toll there is now up to nearly 2,500 lives lost.